Phenyx Pro PTM-33 IEM-System. 4 independent mixes and 0 feedback in one rack unit.
You're standing on stage, straining to hear yourself over the drummer, the guitar amp bleeding into your mic, and the congregation feedback starting to build in the monitors. You adjust the floor wedge angle. Again. Still can't hear your pitch clearly enough to stay confident. You turn it up. Now there's more feedback screaming through the system. This happens every single week, and you've accepted it as normal. Most worship leaders and performers don't realize the hidden cost of floor wedge monitoring. It's not just the feedback or the visual clutter on stage. It's the slow, silent erosion of your confidence because you can never quite hear what you actually need to hear. Your mix is always a compromise between what you need and what the person standing next to you needs. You're fighting the room, the stage volume, the limitations of shared monitoring, and your own sanity. Does this sound like every sound check you've ever done?
Here's what floor wedges are quietly stealing from you, and you don't even see it happening. Time. Every sound check becomes a tense negotiation, tweaking wedge angles and levels that never quite work, never quite satisfy anyone on stage. Money. You're spending hundreds on wedges, power amplifiers, bulky speaker cables, and the electrical power to run them all, and you still get feedback that ruins moments. Energy. Performing while physically straining to hear yourself is exhausting in ways most people don't understand. By the third song, you're mentally drained, second-guessing your pitch, your timing, your entire performance, wondering if you're even on key. The front-of-house sound suffers because every open vocal mic is catching monitor wash, muddying the mix the congregation actually hears. Your ears take cumulative damage, sustained exposure to loud wedge monitors, week after week, service after service, year after year. You feel it in your chest, that low-frequency rumble from the wedge that doesn't actually help you hear your voice, but definitely contributes to the on-stage chaos and long-term hearing loss. And here's the thing nobody talks about openly. Better monitoring exists, it's proven, and it's closer than you think. You're one decision away from ending this, but first, you need to see exactly what you've been missing all this time.
This is where the Phenyx Pro PTM-33 enters and everything changes overnight. 4 completely independent wireless in-ear monitor channels housed in a single one-rack space unit. You plug 4 standard cables from your mixer's auxiliary sends into the PTM-33 inputs, sync 4 body pack receivers using the simple IR sync button, hand each performer their personal earphones, and suddenly everyone on stage hears exactly and only what they individually need to hear. The lead vocalist gets their own voice sitting prominently in the mix with light instruments supporting underneath. The guitarist gets their guitar tone, lead vocals for cues, and the click track for timing. The drummer gets the click track loud and clear, bass guitar locked in tight for groove, and just enough vocal for musical cues and transitions. The keyboardist gets their keys, vocal harmonies, and whatever specific elements they personally need. 4 separate sonic worlds, 0 compromise, 0 fighting for volume. I watched a worship team switch from floor wedges to the Phenyx Pro PTM-33 in one Sunday morning sound check, and by the second song of rehearsal, the drummer physically looked up from his kit and said, "Wait, I can actually hear the click track now? Like, clearly?" The UHF wireless transmission gives you a reliable 140 to 164 feet of interference-free range. Move anywhere on stage, walk into the aisles, step into the congregation wherever the moment takes you, and your personalized mix stays perfectly consistent in your ears. And yes, I tested this myself across multiple venue types. The loop outputs on each channel let you daisy-chain receivers when 2 people want to share the same mix, intelligently saving you precious auxiliary sends on smaller mixers. Wait, you mean I can have my own custom mix and so can everyone else at the exact same time?
Let me systematically remove every last doubt with what actually happens in real environments when you make the switch. Immediate result. Feedback disappears entirely the moment you power down the floor wedges and transition to in-ears, because there are no more open speakers on stage for microphones to feed back into. Weekly win. Your sound check time drops by a consistent 15 to 20 minutes every single week because you're no longer endlessly tweaking physical wedge positions, angles, and volume levels, fighting acoustical feedback in different room conditions. Long-term freedom. Your overall stage volume drops dramatically and measurably. Your front-of-house congregational mix cleans up instantly and noticeably, and your ears genuinely thank you after every service and rehearsal. One church technology blogger documented and measured it precisely. Stage volume dropped 18 decibels consistently, and our live stream audio quality improved noticeably within the first week of switching. A professional wedding band guitarist reported, "We get through venue setup in literally half the time now, and I can actually hear myself clearly during guitar solos without cranking my amplifier to dangerously loud, hearing-damaging levels." According to independent pro-audio industry analysts, integrated multi-channel wireless systems like the Phenyx Pro PTM-33 deliver the same essential core functionality and reliability as commercial systems costing 4 times as much or more. One verified user said it perfectly and simply. 6 months in, 0 wireless dropouts ever, and our volunteer tech team members can set the entire system up in under 10 minutes start to finish. I noticed this consistent pattern after 3 weeks of personally watching multiple churches switch. The performer's entire stage presence physically changes. They stand taller, move more freely, sing more confidently. They're confident because they can finally actually hear themselves clearly. Which of these specific benefits hits you hardest personally? Comment 1 for complete feedback elimination, 2 for truly independent personal mixes, 3 for dramatic stage volume reduction. The number one objection I hear repeatedly: this sounds way too complicated to set up for our volunteer team. The documented reality? 4 audio cables from your existing mixer to the PTM-33 inputs, press the IR sync button once on each receiver to pair, and you're completely done and ready to perform. Most teams finish the entire physical setup and configuration in well under an hour their very first time. This is the single one thing worship leaders, band members, and tech volunteers message me about daily without fail. Why on earth didn't we do this sooner and save ourselves years of frustration? Drop your single biggest ongoing stage monitoring frustration in the comments right now.
You already know exactly what it feels like to fight desperately for your monitor mix every single week, service after service. The Phenyx Pro PTM-33 wireless in-ear monitor system delivers 4 completely independent personal mixes, absolute 0 feedback, and the total freedom to move confidently anywhere on stage or beyond without ever losing your sound. Join the worship teams and working bands who quietly upgraded their entire monitoring approach and genuinely never looked back with regret. Link in the description, first one pinned to the top for instant access.
For demo videos and current pricing, check the link in the description.